Good morning, day 63 of the 75-day challenge. I think one thing that I haven't really talked about much throughout this whole challenge is the hard days. And that's really by design because it's demotivating and I don't want to get inside of my own head, but today is definitely one of those days. Didn't sleep very well last night. Woke up with a headache this morning. And the last thing I wanted to do was come out into this gloomy, depressing weather and go for a walk. But I think that is the thing about this challenge is that no matter what, whatever you're feeling, whatever the conditions might be, you have to push through and have that mental toughness and execute no matter what. And it's hard. It's so hard. Especially on days like this because you start having crazy thoughts like, well, what's the difference between 63 and 75 days? You know, I think I proved a point. It's long enough. But you just have to keep going. And normally this walk that I do, if I run it, you know, I can do anywhere between 3 to 6 miles depending on if I'm power walking or if I'm running. And today is just dragging my feet just to get it done. It feels terrible. It feels so terrible. And then, yeah, you know, it's been hard because all of a sudden, you know, you're snapped out of your routine. I didn't think that this is how the conditions would be towards the end of this challenge. I had a really good routine going to the gym, doing my outdoor cardio, and of course, gyms are closed now. So that's also a little demotivating because you feel like the workouts that you do at home are not quite good enough, and so it's just a lot of stuff that you're not exactly happy about. But nonetheless, you must move forward. You must get it done no matter what, because that is the whole purpose of this, is execution no matter what, and mental toughness and just getting it done. Because in life, things happen, as we can see with this crisis, and you can't just sit back and do nothing. You have to keep moving forward. So that's just really a little rant to myself so I can get myself through this walk. All right, you guys, take care. Have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so wrapping up the night with my reading of The Wealthy Gardener. This is chapter 4, lesson 50. And if you guys will have me, I would actually like to read the entire chapter to you guys, which I don't think I've ever done thus far, but it's so good that I think that you need to hear all of it. It's only about 4 pages, so it shouldn't take too long. Okay, this lesson is called Self-Discipline. Every garden is a chore sometimes, but no real garden is nothing but a chore. Nancy Grasby. Wealth requires sacrifices, mused the wealthy gardener, but mediocrity requires insecurity. The one with discipline will work in free hours, but the one without discipline will never be free. He surveyed the classroom from behind a podium. All right, everybody, he said loudly, can I have your attention? We have covered a lot of ground this year, mainly on the theme of your financial success. We have talked about how to earn money and gain financial security so that you'll never have to rely on forces outside of your control. Now, today I want to discuss your main advantage to succeed in this competitive world of employment. The classroom was quiet as he wrote on the chalkboard. Success is hard. It's your advantage. You'll graduate this year, he continued, but your success outside of these walls will be earned through the payment of sacrifices. Success is hard, and most people won't tolerate the hardship, but you will go into this world and be like warriors, willing to endure suffering to gain satisfaction. You will not shrink from hard challenges. You will think big, and you won't settle. You will fight without yielding to the opposition. You will accept fear, but never self-pity or excuses. You will seek the toughest paths to earn rewards, and you will be happier for it. Mediocrity is the hardest life of all, and it is not for you. Jimmy glanced around the classroom, believing that the kids seemed both mesmerized and intimidated by this bold lesson of future hardship. Your goal will be earned by trials that others won't bear, continued the wealthy gardener. And you should be glad they're hard because that means you can win. Your critics will be silenced by the show of your discipline. He turned, walked to an easel, and removed the top blank poster to reveal a board with the following words. Happiness equals direction. Direction in life comes from discipline. First, do what you resist. All growth requires resistance. Second, push past hard. Glory is found beyond comfort. Third, go for failure. Challenge your current capabilities. Fourth, suck it up. Pain is an ally that eliminates the weak. And fifth, set bigger goals. Stay uncomfortable by thinking huge. The classroom was dead quiet as all eyes scanned the 5 points. One of the boys sitting in the middle of the room sighed audibly. It doesn't look like fun, he said. The other kids laughed. It doesn't need to be fun, agreed the wealthy gardener, but it leads to a better and happier life. Now, can somebody please tell me the first rule of discipline? A hand went up in the front row. Do things we resist? That's remarkably accurate, chided the wealthy gardener. Do what you resist. Choose the path of most resistance. Self-discipline builds strong habits. Do the dreadful things first every day without exception. Now, who knows what's the next rule of discipline? Push past hard, a kid said, reading the poster board verbatim. Glory is found beyond comfort. You're a psychic today, the wealthy gardener shouted dramatically. It's like you're in my head. And yes, there's a point in every worthy endeavor when you hit the wall, but there is no growth in the comfort zone. Growth and glory are only achieved by what you do after you push into the suffering phase. So we should challenge ourselves by going for failure? One student asked, reading from the board again. The kids laughed while even Jimmy smiled at the upbeat atmosphere. Well, that is an astonishing question, gasped the wealthy gardener. I was about to say that very thing. People don't know their potential because they don't fail enough. If you do 10 good push-ups, you have a good effort. But if you do push-ups until you can do them no more, you give it your all. In our work, we should push to failure. People don't do this, however, because extra effort and temporary failure are uncomfortable. What's the fourth rule of discipline? Suck it up, the kids shouted in unison. You got that right, shouted the wealthy gardener. Pain is your ally. It eliminates the weak. Accept it and be glad. There is no such thing as an easy life that contributes much to a worthy cause. Both successful people and unsuccessful people hate discomfort. But successful people suck it up and do the work anyway. They don't need to like it. They just do their jobs. Doing the things that suck separates the successful from the average. The kids were laughing uproariously now. What is the last rule of discipline? Set bigger goals, the classroom shouted. And why not? Goals are your future. Don't water them down. Make them big enough to scare you. Choose goals that make you uncomfortable. The bigger the goal, the better. If you will only dare to dream and then endure with a rare discipline, the temporary discomfort, you will stand out among the masses. Self-discipline is the will to do unpleasant, difficult, painful, exhausting, dreadful, and uncomfortable tasks. The day came when financial freedom was mine. The quest had been a stealth mission since my life had appeared as steady work and humble choices. When the day finally arrived, I was close to my 50th birthday. This was the age I had written for my goal completion. I had visualized it 1,000,000 times, and when it happened, I then had time to think. I realized that maybe I was just a big fish in a small pond. On the other hand, moving forward in my life, financial freedom was life-changing. I had lived and worked in the middle class, starting out deeply in debt, but I somehow managed to retire by 50. It was an uncommon outcome in life, especially given my humble beginnings. I valued my prize, but more importantly, I cherished its price. In hindsight, what counted as a struggle, I earned self-respect and deep satisfaction by enduring daily discomforts and hard challenges over decades. My fondest memories were those of conquering the worst of times with unrelenting discipline. The one quality which sets one man apart from another, the key which lifts one to every aspiration while others are caught up in the mire of mediocrity, is not talent, formal education, nor intellectual brightness, said Theodore Roosevelt. It is self-discipline. With self-discipline, all things are possible. Without it, even the simplest goal can seem like the most impossible dream. Self-discipline is needed to choose discomfort. Success is a comfort awarded only to those willing to do uncomfortable, said Darren Hardy. Growth requires a constant state of discomfort, so get used to it. Success is hard, but so is too mediocrity. I never enjoyed the daily pain during the years I built my wealth, but I was rewarded by conquering it. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and when we don't want to do it. It is swallowing our pride, choosing wisely, resisting impulses, and maintaining a steadfast focus. Resolve to perform what you ought, said Benjamin Franklin. Perform without fail what you resolve. Discipline is a battle to be fought anew each day, and it requires a lonely walk on the path less traveled. Live like no one else, reminds Dave Ramsey, so later you can live like no one else. Discipline is choosing between what we want now and what we want most. It is impulse control over our feelings and suffering. Self-control is the quality that distinguishes the fittest to survive. A professional is someone who can do his best work even when he doesn't feel like it, said Alistair Cook. The ability to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success, said Maxwell Maltz. We must choose a hard life to earn our comforts. Among all disciplines, however, there is one that governs the rest. It is the easiest of them to perform and perhaps the easiest to forget as well. It is the discipline of living with daily purpose. Your ability to discipline yourself to set clear goals and then work toward them every day, said Brian Tracy, will do more to guarantee your success than any other single factor. Simple disciplines repeated with consistency every day, said John C. Maxwell, lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. Discipline liberates us to be who we want to be, to do what we dream of doing, and to have the things we hope to have in life. And Jim Rohn said it best, we suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The life lesson, self-discipline. I wondered if wealth required too much sacrifice, until I saw that mediocrity required too much worry. And that was the chapter on self-discipline. And I hope after going through the chapter, you guys can see why I wanted to read the whole thing, because just from start to end, it was so on point and just, it really couldn't have been put any better. And it's such a great reminder to really have that discipline and know your purpose every single day and work towards those goals every single day. So I really just love this whole chapter and wanted to share the whole thing with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't think there's really anything else that I can add to it today other than what a great reminder that is, and something that I'm going to be working on every single day no matter what. Just really thinking 10, 20, 30 years out from now and where I want to be. And I know that this will get me there. So this is The Wealthy Gardener by John Sferic. Link to this book and the 75-day challenge is down in my description below. Thanks again for watching, you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves. And if you like this channel, be sure to subscribe and show your support. And let me know what you guys thought about this last chapter. All right, guys, good night.